and Instagram too.
Instagram.
We are on both.
Yes, we are multitasking.
Yes.
So I invite you, first of all, I say thank you for everyone that is joining us. And let me go ahead and invite you to get your favorite drink, your coffee, your tea, your water, whatever is your favorite drink, and come and join us. My name is Janet Luciano.
And I'm Maya Ariel Sol.
So welcome.
Yes, welcome. We have a beautiful and an amazing and powerful topic today.
It's very exciting, right, Maya?
Yes.
And
yes,
the topic is the drum roll.
yes.
We're going to be talking about repetitive patterns
and the transgenerational effect
and how it affects you.
Mhm.
Drum roll to Maya.
Yes, we decided to choose this topic today because sometimes we feel that what our ancestors lived, even our parents, oh, my parents went through this and they had a dysfunctional or a toxic relationship, but they just think that that's not going to affect them.
Mhm.
And we feel like that was my parents or that was my ancestors, my grandparents, but that's not going to happen to me.
Mhm.
And that is not true. That is trying to cover the sun with a finger because we are so connected to our family system that the transgenerational is affecting us. So what happened in the past to them can still affect you today. If it wasn't resolved, let's say it, right, and even the positive things as well, if they got to do something and expand in any level, then that is also something that is going to affect you in a positive way. But we want to talk today about how the system can affect you in a negative way when you don't know how you are connected to the transgenerational and your ancestors that couldn't resolve their conflicts. Mhm.
And therefore, now you are creating these patterns that you're not even aware. But
Yes.
yet they keep creating, and you keep creating stories and scenarios about them.
Yes. So in order to speak about transgenerational and how it affects us, we need to understand how that happens, because that's something that you have in your mind. You say, "Bah, how what happened to my grandfather or my grandmother is going to affect me? Their lives that doesn't have to do anything with me." And so we need to talk about that in a deeper level and understand that all the information that is passing on to you is from their own experiences as well. So what they went through is something that didn't stay in the past. It is still pulsing in the present, whether it was positive or whether it was negative. Let's say it that way.
Okay.
And we are going to talk a little bit about epigenetics here today. And so epigenetics got to proved scientifically that all the memories that our ancestors lived and couldn't resolve are still pulsing in each of us. It is information that passed on in our DNA. So these memories that weren't resolved cause them fear and stress, maybe trauma, frustration, anger, sadness, depression, exclusion, all of those memories that seem to be part of the past are not. They passed on to the next generation until someone or one of the descendants gets to understand that the dysfunctional experiences are not normal, because they are not normal. It's not that it is not a fate or destiny that I'm living these sort of relationships that are not healthy. So if my pattern is that my partner leaves or betrays me or rejects me. Why is that happening? And we come with information and we don't know it because we are not aware of the information. So that's why we need to turn around and see what happened in the past. And if you don't know what happened in your past and what happened to your ancestors, then definitely we need to constellate. Constellation can offer you that possibility. The family constellations can give you that opportunity to see what happened in the past that is affecting your present, and what information you have been carrying on, because we carry that information. And as we resist that information, we don't believe in it. I don't think that's going to happen to me, but maybe I'm living experiences that are not functional. Maybe I need to stop and take a look at that because that's speaking.
And what's so interesting that we are talking about this topic, because I'm gonna give you a little testimony on that.
Yes, go ahead.
So this week for me, in so interesting, for me, I've been doing this project, and I've been struggling with the project, you know, and I'm like, oh my God, is like, I know I'm gonna get this, and I pat myself on the back. Don't worry, Janet, you're gonna get this. And then I sat down, I started thinking about it. I'm like, oh my God, that's a repeated pattern when I was in high school. So I had it in high school. I repeated it in college. Didn't heal it. And here I am again with the same project, the same scenario. So when Maya said, we're going to talk about repetitive patterns, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going through a repetitive pattern. But years ago, I would have never noticed. I just would have had thought, I don't know why I'm thinking of doing this. You're not smart enough to do this. Of course, I'm smart enough to do it. It's a pattern that I need to understand why I created it, why it's pulsing in me, why I keep repeating it. And I had to go back this week. And I was able to figure out through all this work that I've been doing with Maya, that pattern started all the way for me in my elementary. And it probably goes even further than that. And that's the part that we will find out this week.
Okay, then we have some homework to do.
So yeah, this stuff is real. This stuff is real, and it's so eye-opening when you see it, because now you can begin healing.
Definitely. And I like the point that you are saying that, because sometimes we feel like it is part of my personality, or that I'm not smart enough, or that I'm not good enough, but it's not that. Because in like our true essence has all of those skills. What happened was that someone in the past maybe went through an experience and didn't feel like could do it. And so maybe today that experience or that memory awoke within you, and then you're feeling that you cannot do it. So see, it's not you. It's not us. It can come from our past, and we identify with our ancestors. So what you are trying to do when you find the pattern is to say, wait a second, if this isn't me, then who or whom, this kind of is connected to. This isn't my information, but I'm carrying the information. And it is important to say, okay, I'm carrying the information, is within me. Let's see where it comes from so I can release that information. I can liberate it. I can transform it with consciousness, not just by resisting, because if I resist it, then the transformation doesn't happen. It's not about saying, oh, it's not going to happen to me because I'm thinking positive, because I'm going to make it. No, it's just integrating that part that is within you that you haven't been able to recognize, that you are taking because maybe you came to heal that in your system and it's affecting your life today.
And the fact that also I noticed for me that unconsciously I was resisting it. So when it happened in elementary, I was too young. There's no way I was going to get it. When it happened in high school, I was unaware, but I still resisted. When it happened in college, I was still unaware. But when it happened now, I realized, wait a minute, I have to face it.
Yes,
I have chosen to face it now. And it's not that it's an easy task, because it's not,
No,
Maya.
it's
It's not an
not.
easy task. But and yeah, it's uncomfortable, it's awkward, but I need to understand that it's just coming for something that was created probably way before me.
Yes.
And I've chosen in this lifetime to heal
Mhm.
it.
Beautiful. And what it could be affecting you today is in your success.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yes, because it could affect us in different ways. It could affect our health, it could affect our relationships, it could affect our finances, money, and it also can affect our success. Like in
Mm-hmm.
this case, the one you are talking about is it could be affecting your way to be successful at what you want to accomplish. And so we need to find the root of conflict of that situation. And of course, Janet is going to be this weekend joining us for a training on transgenerational work. And
Which I'm
so,
so excited about, because I'm going to find where that is coming
yes,
from.
yes, we
2
get
full days.
2 full days of experiencing transgenerational work in any levels that you have been or you feel you are affected. Because it's not only about success. You can see and say, I don't know, my relationships are toxic. Why are they toxic? Or why they are abusive? Or why you feel rejected or excluded? And we are going to be talking about all the dynamics that happen in the system, that happen within the system as well, that affect your relationships. So we need to understand that it goes beyond what we think.
That's the key. That it
That's the
does.
key.
That it
Mhm.
does go beyond.
Yes, yes. So once we understand that it's not us, but that we are connected to something else that is bigger than us, and we surrender to that and say, okay, that's what it is.
And even say thank you sometimes, because I know, like, as I feel this pulsing in me, because it's pulsing big time, and I know this will be a huge breakthrough for me this
Mm-hmm,
time.
mm-hmm.
But now as I look, I'm much more aware, and I say, you know what? Thank you for bringing it again, because now I can finally heal it and finally open the door. For me, it does affect my success. And I can finally open the door, and I say thank you again, Maya, to finally, break that gap that I would say, I don't understand why this keeps happening to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to understand now.
Yes.
I'm already understanding now. And it's such a
Yes.
blessing. The fact that I was able to say, this is a repetitive pattern. Wait a minute. And I was able to go back to as much as I could remember. For me, it was to my childhood. Whew, I give myself kudos. And that's thanks to all this work, thanks to working with Maya, and just, thanking to now living life from a very conscious way.
Mhm. And I want to add something to that. And it is that when you get to resolve what wasn't resolved in the past, it is like your success will be the success of your ancestors that couldn't get to do it because maybe they didn't have these tools. They didn't know what was happening to them. They were just repeating, just as their parents, the same patterns, and they didn't know how to change that. Today, the consciousness is more open, and then we are actually getting into a new consciousness level for the humanity. So we get to connect with this information and understand it. Back then, they wouldn't be able to understand it, so they just had to go through what they went through, and just that was it. That was their destiny, and just respecting that destiny is just showing gratitude and honoring our ancestors because they couldn't do more, but they still did one step forward for us to get to be successful today. If we get to see what it is that is blocking our passage towards that success.
Absolutely. Because we actually do feel the block. we're not unaware. Sometimes we might be unaware of it. But
Mhm.
once we continue doing this work, we do feel, and we say, wait, something is happening, something is stopping us.
Mhm.
And and I would say, Maya, I have a question with that.
Mhm.
Like when you were saying with our ancestor, could it be that they could only were able to reach up to a certain level, and
Mhm.
that then it had to be transferred to us
Yes,
so
that
that we
was.
can go to the other level?
Yes, it was kind of part of the plan,
Okay.
part of the evolution of
Mhm.
humanity.
Okay.
But today we have the possibility to be successful finally and to have healthy and functional relationships and to be healthy because we get to have the opportunity now to see what it was and how we were connected to that and how it is open because it just open in consciousness in a higher level. The planet just open to a new stage, a new state of consciousness. So we will be able to resolve that past. Like this is the moment. That's why it is so important to take this step. Most of us don't, or most of people don't know about healing the ancestors or just don't care. They are like, oh, that's nothing. I'm just gonna take care of my body because I have a disease or I have a condition. I have to take care of my thoughts because I'm thinking negatively, or I need to think of something else. But you are putting your attention in just like not in the root, but in what is showing here, but not in the root, which is in the past.
Right.
We need to go to the root, and we all need to do this part of the work.
And I think,
Bottom line.
and I think we also are taught, Maya, that forget the past, forget the future, and just live in the present.
Mm-hmm.
And even though that is true, you want to live in the present, but it is important to look at the past.
Yes.
Because you want to understand how the past is
Mm-hmm.
affecting your present.
And beyond that, that information is in your DNA. So you should be checking on this because those memories are kind of sleep dormant. But when you go through something that is triggering, that maybe your ancestors didn't get to resolve, those memories activate like this, like a switch. Boom. And then you're like there, oh, like living the same sort of stress or fear or trauma or whatever it was that they didn't get to survive or they get to resolve somehow. And then those memories, you start living the same, feeling the same, behaving the same, taking the same sort of behaviors and even feelings of how they felt. Sometimes that's why we cannot recognize, why did I feel this way? Like that wasn't me. Yes, of course it wasn't you. Maybe it was one of your ancestors that didn't get to resolve an issue and you are experiencing that again.
And that's so true because what's interesting, this week I've been feeling like that. Like I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I don't know, I feel nervous and I
Mm-hmm.
feel this and I feel that. I know you and I have spoken about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I do understand that's an evolution happening. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I'm feeling all those feelings, and which is kind of really interesting,
It
the
is.
way that happens,
And it is beautiful that you get to be aware of that is being awakened.
Mm-hmm.
When you wake up and you say, I don't feel well, something is like happening within me that I don't know what it is, that it bothers me, and I cannot find what it is. That's your soul speaking. That is a call from your soul saying, listen, you need to see this in order for you to get to where we want. Because otherwise, if you don't resolve me, then we won't be able to step forward. So that is always a call from your soul. Our soul speaks almost every day because we have so much information to resolve and we are not aware of it.
And your feelings help you be aware of it, because with all these feelings that I've been feeling, like this for me, it has been this entire week. I
Mm-hmm.
have felt like uncomfortable, I have felt nervous, like anxious, and that is not my character. I'm
Mm-hmm.
always in my happy place and I'm always want to feel good, and I put my happy music. So the
Mm-hmm.
fact that this week I've been feeling like I really have to have, for me, I've taken long walks, I've gone to sleep to rest, and then I've gotten quiet. in meditation, because I know that something is being told to me, and I need to pay attention and just be quiet and listen to see what they want to say. So definitely something has been triggered.
Yes.
And it's good to know that we come here to heal it. Oh,
and that God. It is a blessing that is happening.
Yes.
Because most people think that that is something that they need to overcome in other ways. So they take medicine for depression or for anxious. If they feel anxious, then maybe they take something to be relaxed that is like chemical and toxic, instead of really going to where that emotion comes from. Because our ancestors speak through those emotions to us. The same emotions wake up within ourselves. So we need to, that's our guide, let's say. That's our navigator to tap into the root of what's happening, that we are able to liberate if we get to find what it is, to recognize it. All it needs is to be seen and recognized, probably integrated. And then once you integrate it, then you can liberate it. You can say, okay, that's it. I don't need to see it anymore. And then you feel this state of peace and tranquility, and you say, oh, that was it. Then I don't need to hook into that anymore, because now I can see it. See, it's like when you see it coming again, you say, oh, there you are. You're trying to get me again, but I'm not going to be triggered anymore because I know what it is now. So it changes it for you. You're like, that's what it is. I'm attracting this into my life again. Or, once you overcome it, or you see it the first time, the second time, you say, oh, there you are. You're coming again. I'm not going to hook into you again because I know what it is. And that is the only way to transform it. Of course, it takes some work from you as well to be awake, and to be aware of what it is, so you can see it in time, not to hook into the same sort of situations or issues again.
I know for me that the fact that the moment I accepted it, and I just allowed myself to feel the way I feel, like I allowed myself to feel the anxiousness and all that.
Yes.
And now I realize, as I joke about it, I say, oh, I'm in another evolution.
Yes.
Because now I'm getting it. You know what I mean? Like when I'm feeling all this, I'm like, oh, they're talking to me. Oh, I'm in another evolution.
Yes, it is. Embracing that
is
part of the process to heal it.
And it actually becomes fun after a while.
Yes. After a while, then you laugh of it. Say, okay, there you go. Okay, I'm feeling this. I don't like it, but let me see what it is. Yeah. Allow yourself to see what it's trying to show you, what it wants to show you, so you can overcome it and it won't come back again. And we have so many things that can cause us to feel anxious or stressed. See? Nervous. Our ancestors had to go through so much survival. So we now, at this moment, have the opportunity, and because of the evolution of everything, we can thrive if we were free from these memories.
But think about it. I was going to say, think about it. When just because you were talking about survival.
Yes.
What time are we in right now? We're in the COVID time.
Yes.
So COVID is triggering all of us to where our ancestor was when they were living on survival.
Exactly. We have the same fear. So that memory just, boom, awoke in the collective. See how that memory from the past is affecting you? Because it's affecting the whole collective. We are not separated from the collective soul. We are one individual soul, and we are connected to one system, which is our family system. But our system is connected to all the other family systems, and we make one whole unity. So when the whole unity feels something, each of those pieces of the system feel the same. So the COVID, for example, is one of those. That fear that is in many of us, in most of us, I would say, because many of our ancestors in South America and in Europe got to live that experience of dying. Their ancestors died from many different sort of diseases.
Illnesses,
Yes,
right, illnesses.
viruses. They couldn't resolve it, and they knew they would die from it. So that fear still is pulsing. And when the virus came this time, the whole collective felt the same. That's why everybody went home, and and we're still covering the face, and it doesn't really matter. It is the memory that awoke, and we felt the same fear of dying. We need to survive. We don't know what's gonna happen, because a lot of people died back then. This time, there are ways to prevent. But back then, they just didn't have any possibility. And whoever was dying was trying to go out there looking for help and, contaminating more people. So you didn't want to be close to anybody. And that's when you go to the market, maybe you see people like this. It's like they don't want you close. And same thing. It's just that fear that awoke. That was a perfect example, Janet.
It's excellent how right there, the covert is a repetitive pattern from history.
So we are, the surprise that I'm going to have for the weekend is that we are going to talk about those memories from history that still apply in us. And it's not only, for example, the virus is one of them, people die from that, but slavery, the Holocaust,
the
wars, all of those had an effect. So what your system is connected to which of those? Because there were a lot of things, like if we talk about the when the Spanish of the British came to conquer America, and all the indigenous people had to go through that process of colonization, for example, another process that is still affecting us.
And they were almost all eliminated.
Yes, and all of not only the collective, but how it affects you directly. See, for example, if you had to be how do you say that word? Submissive? When you submissive?
Submissive.
Like when you are submissive. Yes, when you are submissive, then where it comes from? Have you asked yourself where that comes from? That's the question, because I want you to be aware of that. It has a transgenerational root. It didn't start with your parents. I promise it didn't start with your parents. It didn't start with your grandparents. It goes beyond. So we need to embrace the destiny of what it was, but we also need to be aware of why am I accepting these sort of transactions with life if that's not what I want.
Right. We allow different things in our lives that doesn't resonate with us.
No.
But yet we allow it. We don't set the boundaries on it. So the question is why we do.
Yes, why you do. And so if you don't find what it is, you cannot change it, because we cannot change what we don't know that we are carrying. See, so as I say, how can you know that you need to change the light of your car, the back light of your car that broke, if you cannot see it? You keep driving and you only see the two front lights that are on, but you don't know that the one on the back is not working. Because no one can tell you unless the police, stops you and says, hey, listen, one of your rear lights is not working. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I have to change that. But see, even that is a sort of, if the police come and stops you, you should be aware of that's the soul speaking. It's telling you that there is something in your past. See, everything is symbolic. Everything is so symbolic.
That is so.
So when you stop and say, oh, okay, I need to stop to see something that is in the back. That means in your past. So that was a perfect example.
Perfect example.
Yes, to make you to just share this information with you, so you can delve deeper
and be aware. Continue becoming more aware.
Yes,
because what this. I know for me, it now it makes me like when things like that happen, I stop now. I just don't keep going. I just stop and
Very good.
it sometimes it might, also you have to enjoy this process because a lot of time it's not from one day to another. You know what I mean? So you just have to stop and pay attention, journaling, right? To kind of write it down and then, allow yourself to listen, ask the question, seek.
The universe will show you.
Yeah.
The universe always will show you what it is. If you don't have the tool of constellations or whatever it is that you are looking for, you just ask and it will be given.
And that is so true. And I'm going to show you how that happened right now. Okay.
Sure.
So this whole week, like I said, I've been thinking, what's going on? Why am I feeling like this? So then I come here and Maya and I, we always decide what topic we're going to talk on the moment. What we're going to talk about. And then she goes, Janet, let's talk about repetitive patterns and I cannot pronounce
Transgenerational.
Transgenerational.
It's a long word.
Sitting here and I'm looking, I've been going through that. Talk about, I said to universe, please explain this to me. And here I come and I sit next to Maya, and when you ask, you shall receive.
Definitely.
So here it is.
So an invitation to you is to ask, why am I going through this? That is not normal. I'm just telling you, it's not normal that you're going through something that is not functional, that you are going through issues that are hard to resolve, that you are going through conflicts. It's not normal. That's a way to stop and say, just when you see yourself in the situation, stop and say, this isn't normal. And that's the first step to say, okay, if this isn't normal, then where it comes from. And then just from there, you need to start a journey to find why you are going through that situation. And probably, because I say at this point, after all that I have done through family constellations, that most of the conflicts that we live come from our systemic, from our family system.
That is so true.
That is so true. Yes. So this weekend, if you would like to join and find out more about your own issues that you have been able to resolve, we want to invite you to join us. We're going to be Saturday and Sunday doing this level of family constellations on transgenerational and repetitive patterns. And you will be able to be constellated because we are a small group. It's limited to 12 people, and we have only a few spots left. So if you want to join us, welcome. You will be constellated, so you will be able to find at least, one of those roots that you are connected to that are causing you conflict in your life.
And it really is a wonderful experience. It's like you will come and you will walk in one person and leave someone totally different. Definitely with more, definitely more aware, and more understanding, and really a lot of understanding of you and who you are, which is really important. So that's why these sessions are so
powerful.
And powerful.
Yes, it's not only what we are doing in that workshop. It's not about giving you information, because this information you can find it somewhere else.
That's true. You can read a book.
Yes, you can read a book. I can recommend you a lot of books about it, but it's about living an experience. Constellations are experiences.
And we take it further. We live your experience.
Yes.
That's the difference. Because when we constellate, we go into your world. Which is kind of interesting to say, because you probably say, how do you go into my world? And we will tell you that day.
Yes, we will let you know how it happens.
Show you how. So by the time you leave, the reason that you are so good is because we really did work you.
Yes.
Every system, everything in you.
Yes.
So it's extremely powerful and it's transformative. There's no words for it. It's one of those things, there's no words, you just have to experience.
Exactly.
So give yourself that opportunity.
Yes. So we will be doing this online if you are not in the city of Orlando or Kissimmee. You can join us online. And if you are around in the area, you are welcome to join us here.
Live.
And live, of course, you can come
Live.
on site and to this place that you are, where
Magical place.
This is
that
a
Maya
magical
has,
place.
'cause it is a magical place.
So you can join us here. We will have some people
Absolutely.
here, some people there. Now, if you do this level of constellations and you like it and you want to continue, maybe you can join us for the training. So you will get certified on to facilitate constellations for others. Because my intention when you do this, when I'm doing these levels, is not only for people who are in the therapeutical field, because I mostly a lot of healers want to have another tool to help their clients. So healers and coaches and therapists come for it. But I also want to invite you, because even if you don't want to be one of those, you can heal yourself, because you don't know how much when you heal yourself, you help others.
Always remember, when you heal yourself, you heal your family and you heal the world.
Yes, you heal the whole humanity that have been in this evolution process, and this is part of it. So you don't have to become a constellator if you don't want to, but you can come and do these levels for your self growth.
It's very powerful.
Yes.
It's a wonderful experience.
Yes. So we wanted to share a little bit of how the transgenerational work, and it's going to go deeper, because that's my intention, to show you that what we are living today, we are kind of a product from what happened to our ancestors, and that we can change that, and that we can thrive with our purpose, our finances, our relationships, and our health. We don't need to carry our ancestors' conditions, because many people say, I know people that say, no, diabetes comes in my family, so I have it.
I know.
No.
I used to work in a health food store, and they will come up because I'm gonna get diabetes.
Oh my God!
And I'm like, no, you don't have to get diabetes. And I remember I would sit back and go, why do they think that? And it's because we have been conditioned.
Yes,
we have been so conditioned. So now I'm telling you that we can break those conditions.
Yes,
because that is not normal. Normal is being healthy.
We our essence, our true essence in nature, is to live in harmony,
to thrive,
and to live in harmony within each of our fields: the body, the emotional, the mental, and all of those beyond.
Physical,
everything. But in order for us to get there, we need to find those roots that are kind of like pulling us back, because we want to move forward, but it just doesn't allow us, because we need to resolve those roots. And they are so strong because we have been carrying those throughout many generations. So at this point, those roots are really strong, really rooted. And we need to, find the scissors, or find,
cut the
cords, all of those. Yeah. And the way that I know is through family constellations. That's the way that's why I'm offering you this possibility. And because I have practiced many other modalities, when I got to constellations, I got to say, right to the point, to the core.
It works right at the energetic level.
Yes, very powerful.
Extremely.
Yes. So we wanted to say thank you for joining us. We see here Wilma and Cami and Deja Vu. Deja Vu and Inner Human Life. I like all of those names. And I know we have someone else here. Hi, Maya. I know someone is in Facebook, but I cannot see your name. I only see the user, but maybe if you say your name. Type your name so we can see who it is. Because I'm seeing you here through StreamYard, so I'm not straight in Facebook. But thank you for being here, whoever is saying hi, Maya and Janet.
Yes, thank you for always joining on our Facebook Live on Mondays.
Yes, we will be here every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Please invite people that you feel will resonate with topic like what we talk about.
Yes, and share this video with others that you feel they don't know why they are going through things and they have been looking to resolve and they go to this and that and it still doesn't create a change. Then maybe this could be a possibility. And as I always say, this is a call.
I mean, but Maya and I are working on this ourselves. So we're working, as we talk about it, we're also working on it. So it's something that, you know that there's other people going through the same thing and they're just walking this journey, and we definitely invite you to walk it with us.
Yes, you will be surprised how much what you are going through is affecting me as well. Because as I spoke before, we are one unity. So what you are living, I am living it as well.
And we are all
in another way.
Yes, we all mirrors to one another.
We are mirroring each other. And it is a blessing when we can see and we can say, oh, that's what's happening. Sometimes we don't even need more than someone that comes in front of us and give us the possibility to see ourselves and say, this person is making me feel this or that.
Which is
stop there and say, what is that person showing me and why is that person making me feel uncomfortable? Probably it's an opportunity for you to find something that you need to resolve.
And remember, even though it might be uncomfortable and it might not, always remember it's always a gift.
Yes.
Because it opens you up to healing.
Definitely. Yes.
Amen to that.
Yay! All right, my dear. So I guess we are about to leave. Thank you for your time. And again, if you see I'm going to leave here the information. If you want to join the workshop this weekend, you can just click on that and you can register through that link. We will be so happy to have you on the weekend with us and to be transforming and changing and transcending our past, because your healing is the healing of all.
Yes, it is. Thank you, everyone, and good night.
Yes, thank you so much. Blessings to all. Thank you for being here.
Bye.
Bye. ¿Sabes? Now you're here. We have some people here in Facebook. I forgot to tell them, but anyways, I will do it later. We want to invite you to write comments or questions, or if you have a topic that you want to know more about, we will be so happy to develop that topic for you. So if you have any issues or some sort of questions about things that happen in life that you cannot understand, that you can say, I really want to know more about this, just put a comment here in comments and we will be checking on those and we can develop topics for you so you can start understanding, oh, that's what it is. Oh, maybe I'm connected to that. So,
and even if it's weird,
yes,
even if it's weird,
if you say
it there,
yes, if you say that doesn't make sense,
write
it down anyways, please.
Write it down anyway.
All right.
All right.
That's what we wanted to add. Bye.
Bye.